Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining us to all the new viewers. We got to partake in mini season, which is every last Wednesday and Thursday of July. It's a small recreational season where you're able to go out and dive or bully net for lobsters before the regular season, which would be on August 6th. So me and Holly were able to participate, and we got a good amount of lobsters, and we will be showing that to you here on this video.
All right, putting the boat in now. Let's get her set up.
Wow. We love mini season.
It's nice.
It is a good one. Coming home.
So I'll start out. It was a little easier for me to have the GoPro mounted on my head because I was on scuba. And this was my first mini season, so keep that in mind when you judge my technique. I learnt quite a lot this mini season, and here I am trying to drag out the lobster, which I learnt I should probably not do. Instead, I should tap it. Kind of tapped then, which was good, but now I had the net too close to its face, and that's likely a means for failure, but nonetheless, I was able to secure this one. Since they move fast, I tried to grab the net as quick as I could, and the bag we had sank was a few feet away, so I put it in the bag. But that was my first official lobster that I ever caught. Here I am going again for round two. There were quite a few lobsters under this rock. Again, trying to drag them out, not the best course of action. Reason being is that they could easily just scoot back like they normally do. So I kind of lost this one. I got it too amped up and did not secure that lobster. But this rock did have quite a few entries and exits, so making my way around trying to find anything that was sticking out was what I was looking for. So while I was on scuba, Dean was freediving above me, kind of observing everything and getting some of his own. I did a little better with this one here. My technique was to tap it more so, but it was quite curious, so it came out a bit, which worked to my advantage. So a couple taps, and then Dean ends up coming with the snare and helping me out, but it ended up getting too spooked. It actually exited out of another hole, as you'll see here, and into another rock head. So the chase began. This one here was a little bit of teamwork. Dean had the tickle stick or bamboo thing, and I had more of a snare, which I was using the wrong way around, but we didn't get the clip of us actually catching it, but here it is being put in the bag. So here I am trying again. Quite a few lobsters under this one again, and my technique here is to hold the net off to the side and scoot the lobster in that way, so when I go to hit him from the front, he pushes back really hard, which is what he does here. So this is a textbook catch. Probably could have gone about securing him a little better because he got all tangled, and Dean had to come down and kind of helped me with this one. So thanks, Dean. Another technique, if there's no lobster straight coming out from a rock, is you push it from the side or from another angle, and then head over to that opening and try your luck again. The issue with this sometimes is that it can cause a lot of unsettling of the sand, which is what unfortunately happened in this case. So already trying to drag it was not ideal, but this guy was a friggin' monster under there. Got a little bit too excited, and I probably should not be holding my net straight at the opening. Anytime its feelers touch that net, it gets spooked and it tries to creep back into the rock. So there's quite a bit of technique with this. Not sure really what happened here, but all of the dust that got stirred up made it really hard to see, so I ended up giving this opening here a break, and it would come back later.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Here I am diving down, checking out this rock. There were a few lobsters in it earlier, but we had picked through them already. And I was able to find actually a Spanish lobster up in this coral head, but there were quite a few in it earlier. There he is. But they had all kind of moved out to the rock that is there to my right, and we were unable to get into that rock. Here I am again, going down on a different rock. There's quite a few lobsters up in this head, and see one that I like, start to whack him out. As you can see, I'm hitting him there. And he kind of can't really fit out the backside of this hole, and he just went right back inside, and I was out of air, so I went up. Here is another lobster from this rock. I was able to tickle him out to a good area, and sitting outside, I get the net over him, I do everything right, and there's a hole in the net, so he went right through the hole, and we were unable to get him, but we eventually get him later. Here I am, heading down on a retrieval dive for that previous lobster. I was able to push him out here, go around to the side where he was coming out. Perfect textbook. Get him in the net and then grab him. Don't give him the opportunity to get through the hole that's in the net. So this was a pretty funny one. I tickled him out of the rock twice here, and he bounces out, shoots around, goes into this another rock, can't find a spot. I almost catch him, and he jumps right back out of the net. So once I get this lobster out of the net, I'm kind of just taking a look at him, trying to get a good video of him, and I loosened my grip a little bit, and he was able to take advantage of that opportunity. But we do eventually get this lobster again. He was a little bit wore out. In this clip here, I was working on the same hole that Holly was, and I was able to push this lobster out, which had just jumped right past her, that she was unable to see because she was looking in the rock. And I tried pointing it to her, but it took off into this next rock here, and I continued to try to get him out, but I was unsuccessful. We do eventually get the lobster here in the next couple clips. And here in these next two clips is a little montage of me missing lobsters with the noose. The noose is... This one's somewhat old, and it's kind of weird that the wire kind of bends on the wrong side of it, and it's a really tough tool to use. Here in this clip, I'm reaching all the way across this coral head. It was very tough with this short bamboo stick. Trying to get this lobster out, having a tough time. He's not wanting to come out. He knows the game. And in this clip, I would have caught him, but the net I was currently using has a very large hole in it, and we lost quite a few lobsters this day due to that hole. And after this, I finally went and zip tied it up. This is what we were able to pull off. This spot, we got 9 out of here, and we're going to go to a second one. Hopefully finish out the rest of the lunch. Here in this clip, I found this little coral head at the next spot. These two were both short, so I just let them go. But I did end up finding the one coral head that was holding quite a few of them in it, actually. It was a very large coral head, but Just kind of tickling this one out, and it seems like this one has done this all before and knew it was going to happen. This lobster here was being very cooperative and walked out of the hole nicely. Was able to put the net right behind him and get him wrapped up quickly. That is how you want it to go down majority of the time, but it doesn't always work out like that. Good. And here comes Holly with the boat, doing a drive-by lobster pickup. 3 points. Here in these two clips, I'm trying to work out these couple of lobsters, but they're just so deep in the coral head that you can't really reach them with the tickle stick. They won't really cooperate too much, so I then asked Holly to bring me over the noose to give me a better chance at catching these couple lobsters. I had forgot to hit record on this particular lobster. Holly brought me the noose over and I got him. This one did get a second chance, but he did not take the opportunity. Me trying to make this throw here, and he kind of latched onto my hand at the last second and went back down into the hole, but did not get to where he was supposed to go, and I grabbed him again. So here we are, just needing one more lobster for day one. Time was running out. The GoPro was about to die, and searching around for him. There's a little Spanish lobster there up on the top of the rock, and I'm pushing this lobster out of where he is, and right as I'm about to noose him, the camera dies on us, but we did end up catching him, and we got our limit for day one. So we're just double checking all the sizes on the lobsters. To measure them, you put tip of the gauge right in between their eyes, not in the soft spot. If you put it in the soft spot, it's not where it should be. There's a hard part on the carapace right there that you put it, and you put it there and measure it to the shell. If it goes over the shell like this, then it's short, but as you can see, this one's plenty good. This is our smallest one. And he makes it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good one, no need to gauge them. 11 and 12. And that will conclude the first day of mini season. We'll probably head out again tomorrow since it was decent and we left a lot. So hopefully we'll get another video out of it.
The next day.
So here we are, day 2. I had my net outside the hole, probably not the best idea, but it was intriguing the lobster to, or encourage him to try and come out. Make eye contact with Dean, and he ended up swimming down to assist and show me how it's done. So here he is, and he takes over for me. We have a little bit more of an elaborate tickle stick today. Yesterday we were using bamboo and this snare, which does the job. But here Dean is tapping the lobster from behind, and see he has the net off to the side. And almost didn't make it, but we got it. This next one here was quite the cat and mouse chase. It was good that I had my net positioned a little bit far out, but moved it in a little bit too prematurely, which just wasn't the greatest angle, so he got out. Here was also a little bit of an awkward angle because he kind of ran out the side. Dean came in here for the assist, but I think we just frightened him a little bit too much. So he went back into the coral head. Finally, we had the perfect catch here. Everything went to plan. Came in from behind and secured my lobster. So here I really made the fatal mistake of not being quick on my feet, kind of moseying on here. Granted, I'm a little intimidated by grabbing this lobster thing. So anyway, He escaped because I was not quick enough, so don't be me. Next time, I will be sure to grab them as soon as possible and not delay anything. To end the day, we found this really cool Goliath grouper, also known as a Jewfish, hiding under one of the coral heads. You can see him or her opening its mouth, and it was being very vocal.
So here we have a live lobster. Quickest way to dispatch them. You see there's a little tiny hole right there. And you take your knife and shove it down in it. And that kills them right there. And then to ring them, you either can twist them or you use your knife. You go down and around. Up around here as well. Little twist. There you have the lobster tail separated from the head. And then to clean out their poop chute, crack off antenna, shove it up this hole here in the back, which would be their bleep. Shove it up in there and then pull back, and that is how you clean out the poop chute. And that is a clean lobster tail right there. And that is that. Have a good mess of tails here. We'll be making dinners with them, and we will be giving away to friends and family.